Hi guys! So today I'm going to show you how I make my Girl Scout cookie parfaits. We've got Thin Mints, peanut butter patties, thanks-a-lots, and Samoas. These are super easy to do and there's no real baking or cooking involved, and they're easily customizable for the whole family. So let's get started. So the first thing we're going to do is open up our vanilla instant jell-o pudding mix. We're going to pour the mix packet right into our bowl, and then we're going to add in 2 cups of cold milk, and we're going to use a hand mixer to mix it all together. It says on the package to blend it or mix it for 2 minutes, so I'm going to mix it for 2 full minutes, and once it starts to get thick, I'm going to go ahead and then put it into the refrigerator so it can sit, and then I'm going to go on to my next one. The next packet we're going to open is the chocolate pudding packet, and we're going to do the exact same thing. We're just pouring it into the bowl, try not to get it all over the counter like me, and then we're going to add 2 cups cold milk and use our hand mixer once again to blend it all together. And again, after those 2 minutes, once it starts to get thick, you're going to put it into the refrigerator and let it get nice and cold. While the pudding is in the refrigerator getting nice and cold, I'm going to work on my cookies. I'm going to take out the Thanks-a-Lot cookies first, put a few into a baggie and zip it closed, and then I'm going to use my meat mallet to sort of break them up. I like to have mine pretty thin, but a few chunks here and there. Once I get them the way I like them, I'm going to go ahead and stop and pour them into a little bowl. So I don't make a mess all over my glass, I'm going to put my Cool Whip, my chocolate pudding, and my vanilla pudding all into cake decorator bags. You don't have to do that. You could very easily just use a spoon, but I didn't want to make a mess, so I chose to put them into the bags. On the bottom of my glass, I'm going to put a layer of vanilla pudding, and then a layer of chocolate pudding, and then a layer of the Cool Whip. Then those crushed up cookies that I just did, the Thanks-a-Lots, I'm going to put those in next, and then I'm just going to repeat that process. Put a layer of vanilla pudding, a layer of chocolate pudding, a layer of Cool Whip, and then some of those crushed up cookies. And once I finally get to the very top of my glass, I'll just top it off with a little whipped cream and some crushed cookies, and then one sort of bigger piece of cookie right on the top. Now for the peanut butter patties, I'm going to do the exact same steps. I'm going to take some cookies, put them into a baggie, close it, and then use my meat mallet to just sort of break them up, get them to whatever size chunks or pieces that I want, and then I'm going to start laying my parfait. So I'm going to put a little bit of chocolate pudding on the bottom, put a couple of sprinkles of the cookies, and then I'm going to put some Cool Whip right on top of that, and then just keep repeating that process until I get to the very top, where I'll just add a few more little bits of cookie and then one bigger chunk or whole piece of cookie right on the top. For my Samoa cookies, I decided to make my own toasted coconut to layer in my parfait. So I'm going to put some onto a cookie sheet, put it into the oven, let it toast, and then take it out. So for the Samoa parfait or the Caramel Delight parfait, we're doing the same steps. We're just going to crush up some of those cookies into a baggie. And then for this parfait, I decided to use a little bit of caramel sauce and sort of dress up my glass, make it a little bit more indulgent. Then I'm going to put some of that toasted coconut on the bottom of my glass, and then I'm going to roll my glass in some of the toasted coconut just using my hand, just to make it a little bit fancy. Sometimes we want a little fancy schmancy in our life. Then I'm going to go ahead and just start layering in the pudding and the cookies with some of that coconut and caramel sauce, just whatever layers you'd like to do, all the way up to the very top of my glass, where I'm going to top it off with one of the extra cookies, and that is the Samoa parfait. Now for the Thin Mint parfait, I didn't want to use the mint pudding, which you can actually buy at the store, or add extract to it because I feel like mint can be overwhelming. So I'm just going to use the vanilla pudding and put some green food drops in it and get it the right color. I just want to have that thin mint sort of theme going on. So I'm going to drizzle my glass with some chocolate sauce, and then I'm going to put some of those crushed up Thin Mint cookies on the bottom, and then I'm going to start layering it with my green pudding and then my Thin Mints that are crushed up, a little bit of whipped cream or Cool Whip, and then more pudding, cookies, and whipped cream until I get to the very top, where I'm just going to top it off with one beautiful Thin Mint cookie. And that's it, you guys. 4 different easy Girl Scout cookie parfaits. I know I get tired of just eating my cookies plain on the couch in front of the TV, so dressing them up a bit or incorporating them into different recipes and other desserts is always fun to me, and something different is always welcome. So I hope this gave you a new dessert idea to try, or maybe it gave you some inspiration or different ideas on what you can do with your leftover Girl Scout cookies. As always, thanks for watching.